Hello guys, my name is Ritik Maheshwari and in this video we are going to talk about Pandas profiling. So what will you get from this video? So at the end you will be able to install Pandas profiling module in your system. Also you will be able to generate an interactive report of your dataset in the HTML format or the web format, and you can represent this report to any person even if they don't know the programming, because this report is too much easier to understand. Now, if you want to learn more concepts about the pandas, you can watch my series on pandas by clicking on the I button showing on the top right corner of your screen right now. Now let's jump over pandas profiling. So pandas profiling is an open source Python module by using which you can generate an interactive web format report of your data by writing a few lines of the code. One strong point of this generated report is that it contains warnings at the beginning that your dataset contains that many missing values, that many NaN values, and so on. So in this video, we are going to work over a Stack Overflow annual survey data 2019. You can download this dataset from this site. I will provide the link of this site in my description too. So if you want to download the dataset for your use, you can click on the link below in my description. I have already downloaded the dataset and pasted it inside the data directory in the tutorial folder and then extracted it. So it contains the two CSV file, survey results public.csv and survey results schema.csv. So what does this file contains, we will see it in a while. Now let's jump over an installation of the pandas profiling module in our system. For this, open cmd. Now I will install this pandas profiling module in an isolated environment. That is a virtual environment and a small isolated space inside our system. So for this we need to first install a package pip install virtual env wrapper -win. As it is already installed in my system, so it will not going to take much time, but in your system, depending on your internet speed, it will take some time. Now I need to create a virtual environment. For this I need to use a command mk virtual env and the environment name, suppose test env. So here we got our virtual environment test env and a small isolated space where we will going to work. So first I will install the pandas in this environment. For this I need to use a command pip install pandas. Depending on my computer internet speed, it will going to take some time. Okay, so that's done. Now let's install the pandas profiling module. For this, type a command pip install pandas profiling. So it will going to take some time. Okay, so that's done. We successfully installed pandas profiling module in our virtual environment test env. Now let me first change the directory cd desktop tutorial, because I will going to store all my files in this tutorial directory, and also we have our dataset in this directory too. Now I will going to work over a Jupyter Lab in our web browser. If you are not familiar with the Jupyter Lab and you don't know how to install it, you can watch my video by clicking on the I button showing on the top right corner of your screen now. So to launch the Jupyter Lab in our system, we need to type a command python -m notebook, press enter. So here we have our Jupyter Lab, and to create a new file just tap on new python 3. Now first import the pandas, port pandas as pd, run the cell, and I need to first create the df variable and I need to read the csv file. So for this I need to call read csv method and pass the path along with the file name in the argument. So path is under the data directory and the file name is survey results public. Survey results public dot csv. Let's run this. Now let's see what does this data frame contains. So this data frame contains around 88,000 rows and 85 columns. Now if you want to know the meaning of each column in this data frame, you can refer to the survey results schema.csv file. So here the hobbyist column means whether the developer code is a hobby or not. Some of them code is a hobby, some of them are not code is a hobby. And here the open sourcer means how often the developer contribute to the open source community. Some of them never contribute to the open source community, some of them contribute but less than once per year, and so on. Now let's jump to the main agenda of this video, which is printing the report of this data frame. So for this, use from pandas profiling import profile report, run this cell and invalid syntax, so pandas not pro, okay, run this cell. So from pandas profiling we need to import the profile report. Now I will create a variable, suppose profile here, and then I need to convert the above data frame into a profile report. For this I need to use profile report here and pass data frame as a argument. Now printing the report for the entire data frame will going to consume too much time. So for the demonstration purpose I will going to print the report for the first 1000 lines. So for this use the sample function here and pass n equals to 1000 as a argument. Let's run this. Now I need to export this report into a file. So for this use a toFile method and pass the output file as an argument, and I'm going to name it as a report.html and run this code. So it will going to take some time to export the report into a HTML format. Okay, so that's done. Now let's see how does this generated report.html file looks like. So here we have our file report.html. So one of the most strong point of this generated report are the warnings showing at the beginning of the report. So here we have the 101 warning. It tells us about the cardinality and how many distinct values are there in the column. So here we have the 87 distinct value in the country column. Also it tells about the NaN values and missing values and so on. Now let's move down, and as we discussed earlier about the hobbyist column, that whether the developer code is a hobby or not. So here we have 809 developers out of who code is a hobby, and we also discussed about the open sourcer, that how often the developer contribute to the open source community. So out of the 1345 never contribute to the open source community, 282 contribute but less than once per year, and 233 contribute less than once a month, and out of 140 contribute once a month or more often. So this is how we can use the pandas profiling module for visualizing the data and generate the .html or web format report. So we can use this report to represent to any person even if they don't know programming, because it is easily understandable, and we got so much information from here. So that's it for now. If you found this video useful and informative, Don't forget to share this video with your friends. Also click on the subscribe button below so that you will get more such videos in future too. And stay tuned and stay safe.